And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. Go see our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're located in Cheviot. They're right on Harrison Avenue, so they're in the Dora District. You can go from bar to bar with your drinks, but no need for that. You can just hang out at Hail Mary's. They'll get you taken care of. They've got 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall. They've got the DirecTV Sports package, so you can watch all the games, and, of course, Cincinnati sports, including Saturday night, 8 o'clock, Fox, as the Bearcats take on BYU. If you can't make it to sold-out Nippert Stadium, head down to Hail Mary's and watch the game with them. Brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines, and, of course, ice-cold Cincy Light on tap in 32.8-degree frosted glasses. Well, Aaron, I wish I was a gambling man, because we would have made a crap ton of money on Big 12 football lines that just didn't seem right this week. Why didn't they seem right? Because they were as wrong as anything I've maybe ever seen in sports betting. Let's get to it. Texas Tech 48-9 over UCF. That thing could have been 35, and I think I probably still would have taken Texas Tech and laid the points. UCF's offense is dreadful. Texas Tech's defense is awesome. And as expected, the Knights got their butt kicked. They are 4-6. They are 1-6 in the Big 12, Aaron. They have Oklahoma State. Boy, that one's going to be fun. And then BYU. So they're not going to win the BYU game. Scott Frost is going to continue his streak of only having one winning season as a college football head coach. Good for them.
I said Texas Tech would cover the over-under by themselves. If you caught it at the open at 47.5, they did. If you caught it at 48.5, which is where it closed, they did not.
But you still won.
You still won. What a gross game this ended up being. Interesting that in a blowout, UCF decides to stick with Taven Jackson the entire game instead of pulling him to see what they had in their backup, which is what they did in a close game, and then lost.
I think the other two guys were hurt. Look, I think they had two quarterbacks that were out.
Look, and
were they going to put Scott Frost in?
In this season for UCF, I'm probably hurt too. Get me out of here. Also of note, Texas Tech does play their backup, Mitch Griffiths, who we have not yet seen this season, as they have to figure out if Baron Morton's going to keep getting dinged up every game. What you got behind him?
And also, they were, I think at one point in the fray, it was 38-2 at halftime. Job, guys. Get Baron Morton, as much as he gets hurt, like, you put him in bubble wrap for the second half. You don't even let him come out of the lot. Like, just hang out, buddy. Go head up to the AD suite. Have yourself some refreshments and some fine dining.
And Mitch Griffiths ends up going 13 of 17 for 145. Also had 2 scrambles for 10 yards. So it wasn't like he was just in there just handing the ball off and getting them out of the game. They were actually letting him be a quarterback.
Yeah. That was ugly. Also ugly, BYU 44, TCU 13. Bear Bachmeier, big day, 296 and a tud. Martin, the running back for LJ Martin, the running back for BYU, with 21 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown. Just complete domination, start to finish, from BYU at home at night. The line was what?
2.5. It closed.
The line was what?
2.5.
Why? I was tempted to put every dollar in my bank account and double my bank account on that game. It would have been wildly irresponsible, but I've never been more confident in anything in my life that BYU was going to win that game by more than 3.
Yeah. I don't think
More than 3.
I don't think I've won a bet that I've put in the last, like, I don't know, 9 months, which is why I just really don't put bets in anymore.
I don't gamble, but these two, this game and the next game, I didn't understand. BYU just destroyed TCU.
Josh Hoover was terrible, 10 of 23 for 183 and 2 picks. Also 11 carries for -6 yards. Horrendous game that he will never want to think about ever again.
Doesn't make me feel great about Saturday night, but I digress.
Yeah. But Bear Bachmeier's the real deal in this one. He was not against Texas Tech, but against Sonny Dykes.
Yeah. Does he make it? Do they? I mean, they've got Houston this week at Houston, and then Cincinnati to close out the season. Let's say Cincinnati at home to close out the season. Let's say hypothetically they don't win either of those games. At 6-6, do they fire Sonny Dykes at TCU?
I think there's real conversations that are being had.
Yeah. At 7-5, they still might fire him. That thing has gone off the rails quick. Speaking of coaches that might get fired, Utah 55. Baylor put up more of a fight than I thought they would. They scored 28, but 55-28, a line that was what, 8.5?
It closed at 9.5.
I should have put half of my bank account on one and the other half on the other, just so I would have broken even if the worst case happened. But there was no doubt in my mind that those two games were blowouts. No doubt in my mind. After watching those four teams play this year, there's no doubt in my mind that those were two blowouts.
Crazy.
I don't know.
Crazy.
Sawyer Robertson had a great day, Aaron. They lost by 27. He threw for 430 and 3 touchdowns, but still got blown out.
Took him 58 passes to get there.
Yeah. They didn't even think about running the ball on that one.
They still had 33 carries.
I know. I'm being a little facetious, but just making fun of how many times they tried to run against UC instead of letting him go for 430 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Well, and if he didn't, the penalties would have made up for it.
Yeah. Anywho, 55-28 Utah wins. I can't imagine there's any world where they lose to Kansas State or Kansas. Kansas State at home this week. Kansas at Kansas to close out the regular season. They're going to be in the mix for the conference championship game for sure.
Utah's still doing the thing, by the way. Devin Dampier, 6 of 13 for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns in the air. He rushes 8 for 23. Bird Ficklin, 2 of 3 for 23, but he has 6 carries for 166 and 2 touchdowns.
2 long touchdowns.
They're going to continue to do that thing. Also, Wayshawn Parker had 15 carries, 129, a touchdown.
Yeah. They're good. They're really good. Kansas State tried their damnedest to lose to Oklahoma State, but it didn't happen. 14-6. The Wildcats win in Stillwater. Woof. I hope you bet the under if you bet.
It was 7-6 going into the fourth.
Yeah.
What a gross game.
Just ugly.
Avery Johnson, 15 of 28 for 177, a touchdown and a pick. I don't know. They're just not good.
No.
Kansas State did have 3 interceptions. They also recovered 2 fumbles. If you win the turnover battle, 5-1?
Yeah.
And you only win 14-6?
I mean, Oklahoma State was begging to get blown out. And Kansas State said, no, I think we're good. I think we're going to take this one into the fourth, 7-6.
Ugh.
We're going to try to not give up a touchdown and lose a college football game.
My head would have exploded watching that game.
Yeah. I follow a couple of the K-State guys, and it felt like their heads were about to explode.
Because Kurtz was freaking out.
Yeah. Not great. Not great. And then finally, Arizona State 25-23 over West Virginia. Don't look now, Aaron, but Arizona State's trying to do this same thing that they did last year, where they just hang around and then somehow like win the tiebreaker and they're in the Big 12 championship game. They've got Colorado and Arizona for their last.
Well, I lost you here. So hopefully you pop back into this room and we can continue doing this show. There you are.
I hit the wrong button.
But what I was going to say before you disappeared temporarily, don't look now, Chad, but Jeff Sims is turning himself into a formidable quarterback.
He's having a good couple weeks.
19 of 28, 207, 3 touchdowns, 17 carries, 81 yards.
Yeah. This is what that's why everybody kept giving Jeff Sims chances, right? The physical tools are there.
Look, I'm not certain they haven't just run somebody out there in Jeff Sims' jersey at this point.
Maybe.
Just a little decoy. But good on them.
Good on West Virginia, too. That's a team that, again, a month ago looked like was cratering, was going to be awful. Our boy Scotty Fox, 19 of 31, 353, and 2 touchdowns. They found their quarterback. Like, in a year like this, right? The only thing you can really hope for is that somehow you find your quarterback. And it certainly looks like Rich Rod has found his guy going forward.
West Virginia had a lead in this one, actually, 23-22 in the fourth.
Freshman from Mentor, Ohio. So they've got Scotty Fox for a while now, if they can hang on to him. Like, his numbers aren't great, but he's been a gamer. I'll give them credit I'll give those guys credit for figuring out maybe long-term what the answer is at quarterback. And then how much time we got? Yeah, we got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Look at a little Big 12 basketball from the weekend. Backyard brawl, West Virginia 71-49. They beat the crap out of Pitt in the backyard brawl. And then a game I was watching for a while. It was a late one, so I didn't make it to the end. But Kansas State beats Cal 96-99. They were up close to 30 in the second half, and Cal came all the way back and had a chance to win that game. But Big 12 gets 2 Power 5 scalps on Thursday for teams that we didn't expect to be good. Like, the bottom of this league maybe isn't as bad as I thought it was, Aaron.
Well, then you saw what happened on Saturday as Michigan TCU.
That's Friday. No, Friday.
Or Friday, sorry. Yeah, Friday. Michigan TCU 67-63 Michigan, but TCU hangs in there.
TCU had the lead in the second half, like halfway through the second half, and then Michigan got a little bit of an advantage. I think they got up 2-3 points, and then were able to just kind of milk it all the way to the finish line. I think TCU hit a 3 in the final 2 minutes to cut it to a basket, and Michigan was able to hold on and win. But yeah, I mean, they look good after being dreadful to start the season. I'll say this, and I thought it coming out of that exhibition game. Michigan's front court's awesome. They've got guard issues. Like, their guards are not the answer. And that's going to limit how good Michigan can be. There are going to be some teams that Michigan's going to be significantly more talented than, that are going to hang around. They'll probably still win, but their guards are not good. TCU took advantage. Arizona, 69-65. That one was nip and tuck throughout. Del Orso with 20. And Jaden Bradley, kind of the big performer down the stretch in that one for Arizona.
How was Mick after the loss? Did he try and fire himself again?
I didn't hear anything that jumped out at me, but nothing went viral. So he must have been fairly calm. But how about this? Gonzaga, who's been awesome, only beats Arizona State by 12. So that one was close. UCF thumps Texas A&M. Colorado beats Providence. So again, 3 teams that I had in the not very good category. One, a loss, but a respectable loss to a top 20 team. And then the other 2 get Power 5 wins.
ESPN's analytics, I believe, had us losing as a conference, losing all of those games.
Yeah.
So good job doing Big 12 things.
And then yesterday, UConn got a big on BYU. BYU stormed back. AJ DeBanza was a beast. Had a horrible first half, a beast in the second half, and almost gets BYU over the top. But UConn makes a couple plays late. I think UConn's one of the best teams in the country. They're number 3, no shock. But hat tip to BYU for putting up a fight in that one. Essentially, I mean, they were in Boston. That was in UConn's backyard. And BYU came back and made it a game.
Yeah, DeBanza says that it's championship or bust. Anything less than that's going to be a disappointment. So
Kansas
25.
beats Princeton. Utah beats Sam Houston. Nothing too exciting there. Today, and I told you I thought this was going to be the case, Aaron. Houston is not there yet. They are relying on 4 freshmen. They have 3 great veterans. They are relying on 4 freshmen. This road is going to be a little bumpy for them. They will get there. They will be one of the best teams in the country and a Final Four contender, but they're not going to be as clean as they were a season ago on that path. Credit to them today. They hold off Auburn. They win 73-72.
I mean, between Chris Senack and Kingston Flemings, your 2 freshmen, two of the 4 freshmen that you're talking about, you got 40 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. Now, Senack did foul out, but and they together went 16 of 23 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. That's not your average freshman.
Those are NBA draft. They're first-round NBA draft picks.
So they're. I mean, I just want to preface when you say that you're going to go through growing pains with freshmen. Now, the other 2 freshmen did have some growing pains, but those 2 were outstanding in this game.
They're outstanding, but they're going to make – they're not – Kelvin's system does what? It produces foot soldiers, produces guys that just go out and systematically rip you limb from limb. And they're young, so they're still in boot camp, right? They're still in training. They have not graduated to foot soldier yet. They will, and when they do, they will be one of the best teams in the country. But if you're going to get them, I guess this is my point. It's been my point all along. If you don't get them, you better get them now. You don't want to see them in February.
When they're really, really good.
Yeah. Oklahoma State beats Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Of course, Cincinnati took down Mount St. Mary's tonight, as we talked about. That will wrap it up there. Anything in the next day? A bunch of bye games. Well, Tulsa. Tuesday should be fun. Man, Tulsa is no. Tulsa. I was thinking of Tulane. Tulane's been really bad.
Of course you were. Tulane. That's your thing.
Yeah, that's my thing. Tuesday, Aaron, 9 o'clock ESPN, Kansas and Duke. But that's not going to be as fun as it was potentially supposed to be. I don't know if you saw this or not. Darren Peterson out with a hamstring.
I did see
injury, apparently.
Gonna find out about Kansas' depth real quick.
Gonna find out if they have any guards that can play that aren't named Darren Peterson. I don't know that they do.
That's a roster construction problem then.
Yeah, it is. All right. Thanks, everybody. What you got?
I was gonna say you got, Duke, Kansas on Tuesday. On Wednesday, you have
Arizona UConn.
UConn.
It'll be a good week we're getting started. Next week is feast week. So I like that we're starting to get some of these games. We're starting to get a good feel for how some of these top 10 teams look. I think it's going to be a really fun season, especially figuring out the top of the Big 12 and figuring out now, Aaron, I'm questioning is the middle. Is there a bigger middle than I thought there was? Because I thought there was 5 or 6, and then like 2 or 3 in the middle, and then a big drop off. The conference is playing well through the first 2 weeks of the season, 2.5, 3 weeks of the season. So, all right, that'll wrap it up. We'll see you tomorrow night for the BBP. Zach Tobler joins us. We'll catch you there. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya.